Welcome to La Artisteada with Kiara González Duran. Hello, and welcome to this episode of La Artisteada. In this episode, we're doing something a little different. Today, we're supporting our friends and fellow artists over at The Land Will Always Remember Us, an art show fundraiser organized by the talented photographer Talia Goches. This was an event dedicated to bringing the community together through art to raise funds for our undocumented community. More than 30 local artists donated their work to support two organizations doing the work in these tough times: the National Day Laborer Organizing Network and the Immigrant Defenders Law Center.
How it came about was really, honestly, directly affected. I live in LA, and I have a neighborhood flower lady that I get flowers from every day. And I was away at travels when all of the protests and just ice raids were happening. I came back and I didn't see her, and I was it was another day went by, and already 2 weeks went by, and she wasn't outside, and she's my neighbor, you know. Yeah. And I was I couldn't sleep knowing that her livelihood and her life was deeply affected, and I'm in a place of privilege, in a place of just in all different types of way, whether it comes citizenship or just job, somewhat security, you know. That's a privilege that I hold, and I just couldn't live kind of continuing on my days and not doing something with in whatever way I can.
From the inception of La Artisteada, we had a clear objective: to uplift the creative community that has to fight every single day to break the glass ceiling. We wanted to uplift our community and give a platform to those artists whose work represents the diverse background that makes this country so rich and cultured. We especially honor the artists that live in LA. Some come here to chase dreams, and there are those whose roots run deep in the city and whose creativity has long shaped its soul.
I was born here, so it's home to me. And I think the older I've gotten, I've been able to appreciate the streets and the differences when you go in from Mid-City to Cape Town to South Central to Boyle Heights. Mm-hmm. It's a little world within itself. Yeah. And I think I appreciate each area that I've entered. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what makes LA, LA.
I'm a child of immigrants, and I think LA is a city of immigrants and children of immigrants. And so much of the artwork here, I think, is reflected in the city itself. It's very vibrant, I think, is the word I would use.
For me, just imagine LA without immigrant culture, without whether it's the food, the art, the music, everything about this city that makes it beautiful is the culture that is here, the melting pot that is here of people of all different backgrounds, and of course the immigrant community that makes up LA and makes the beauty of LA, and it's in every corner, of the city, and it's what I love about LA.
In these unprecedented times, we have to support each other more than ever. But sometimes to support each other, we must understand the history that has brought us together. The land we're standing on has been contested for the past centuries. It is the original land of the Tongva, Tataviam, Serrano, Kits, and Chumash peoples. And due to colonization, their rights for the land were stripped away from them for this land to become Mexican territory. But the indigenous communities endured and are still here. And in 1848, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo changed the identity of this city once again, and more division was created. People that had been here for centuries were forced to learn a new identity. But throughout the history of resilience of this city, there's something that no structure, no border, no power has been able to erase: the deeply rooted sense of community care.
At the end of the day, the land will always remember us. The land, maybe these ICE agents, these political forces, these higher entities, demonic entities, in my opinion, they try to erase your footprint on this earth, but the land, the soil will always remember you. And that's truly the forefront of my work. And I feel a lot of these artists' work as well.
Art does speak louder than words. And I feel at this moment, it's very important to support artists and our community. Start putting your money where we are, and stop putting money in everybody else's pockets that are not aligned with our morals or values or who we are as people. And being brown is a big deal. You know, a lot of corporations I feel like now are taking advantage and jumping the wagon of being Latino, but I feel like there's so much more to us than just being Latino. We are people, we are important.
What are some ways that you believe that we can continue to support our undocumented friends, family, community?
I guess just spreading the word, continue to like not be afraid to use your platform to speak on issues, to share information, share resources. Like no one's in competition with anyone. Like we're all just here united together.
I think right now is educating ourselves, staying informed, sharing information with our loved ones, especially those of us that have older parents. There's a lot of misinformation on TV and in the news, and I think it's important for us to like pause it and change the narrative and explain it to them, and also show up however we can.
I think just letting them know their rights, because a lot of people are uneducated about that, including my mom. I'm the one that had to tell her not to open the door for ICE, not to like do anything. I had to give her a whole like document about it, and like she's learned through that. So
Yeah.
and the red card, that's like really important.
The best way to support is by not supporting everybody else and supporting only the community that needs it the most. And I'm talking about POC, period. Like we need to start supporting more Black brands. We need to start supporting more brown brands. We need to start supporting more Asian brands. Anyone like even at outsourcing in different aspects where it doesn't have to be in China, it could be here, but from like your local seamstress, your cousins, you know, like I feel like it's time to pour into our own community.
People in the city are waking up every day to new news, whether it is policy or direct attacks in our streets. And despite the constant terror and frustration that many of us are facing, there are people and organizations that are helping us move forward, organizing and keeping our communities informed and protected. For example, the Immigrant Defense Law Center. It is an organization created in 2015. At its founding, it was solely focused on ensuring that every immigrant before the immigration court had a lawyer by their side. However, their work has expanded, working also towards systemic change, reimagining a more just immigration system. This event also supported the National Day Laborer Organizing Network, whose early efforts in the 1980s were to educate laborers about their civil liberties and workers' rights. Now, they improve the lives of day laborers, migrants, and low-wage workers, challenging the inequality and expanding labor, civil, and political rights for all.
Communities built one relationship at a time, and I hold that deeply, even at my work. Like people think like it's a hyper-popularized word, community, doing this, organizing, which is all great and really important work, but also community is like getting to know your neighbor, like getting to know like the lady on the street corner, getting to know like the person that like, you know, bags your groceries. Like that's community to me, is building a relationship each time you step out of your house.
We are the resources. Like we're not looking for anyone to save us. We just are coming together, and I think that togetherness, you know, that strength in numbers is very powerful.
A city that's mostly working class, mostly immigrant folks, and we see that in each other, and we value that across all cultures and all ethnicities and races in the city. We like love each other and we support each other, and I think tonight is a testament of that. You see all kinds of faces in here. It's beautiful.
This land will always remember. We continue to be attacked and harassed by a president that is afraid of us and our collective power. LA will not be the example that the president wants it to be. Instead, it will be an example of defiance and unity. Using our voice and art, we will continue to stand up. The Land Will Always Remember Us raised $10,000 for these organizations. Immigrants make Los Angeles the vibrant, magical city it is. And as this event proves, we are here to stay.